Good morning, guys. Yeah, bear the background music today. It's sounding too horrible, right? Fine, we'll adjust. Okay. Other day, I was talking about what, guys? Speak out. Data JPA. Later, we discussed about algorithms related to data source, right? Yeah. First priority to Hikari CP. Second priority to Tomcat CP. Third to, yeah, tell me. Third to Apache DBCP2. Fourth to, for what? Okay, Oracle UCP for algorithm. And if you want to break the algorithm, you have to use Spring dot data source dot type. I hope you remembered that. Okay, now the question is, online students, can anyone share meeting ID and password? Online students, can anyone can share meeting ID and password? Online, anyone? Are you there, guys? Online students, are you there? Yeah, yeah. Can anyone can share meeting ID and password? Today's meeting ID and password. Good morning. Check the messages. Check the messages. Right. Okay. Listen. The big question is, how does it is picking up the classes for auto configuration? Because when we add starters will have so many classes, maybe thousands of classes. But out of it, it is just selecting 5 classes, 6 classes for auto configuration. Based on Spring Beans. It is making only 5, 6 classes as what? Spring Beans. It is not making all the classes as what? Spring Beans. Are you getting my point, guys? It is making only 5, 6 classes as Spring Beans, not all the classes. The question that rises is what? How does it is picking up those 5, 6 classes? Where that information is there? Okay, that is nothing but internals of the auto configuration. I'll give short answer, I'll give lengthy answer also. Both. Very, very interesting. Everyone says IOC container makes Java class as Spring Beans through auto configuration. The two predefined classes as Spring Beans through what? Autocon. But out of so many predefined classes, how it is selecting what? Specific number of classes. That's a big question that rises or not there, guys. Okay. So let us try to understand the internals of it. Okay, here is my what? Eclipse IDE. right? 916710. File open. 710 guys. Tell me. Spring Boot core, more on data source, auto configuration. How does enable auto configuration annotation of Spring Boot application knows which classes of currently added jar file should be configured as what? Spring Beans through auto configuration. Through what? Auto configurations. Everyone getting my point, my dear? Super. At the rate enable auto configuration searches for what? Spring.factories file in meta.nf folder of what? All the jar files added to class path, but finds in the spring boot auto configure version.jar file. This file internally linked with what? Another file called meta.nf/spring imports. There lot of configuration classes are there. In those configuration classes, like this, so many classes are there. In these classes, lot of other configuration classes are imported, and in those classes, at the rate bean methods are there. Okay, those at the rate bean methods execute, those method returned object automatically becomes what? Spring bean. After satisfying what? At the rate conditional matches. Some at the rate condition annotations are there. If those conditions are satisfied, the at the rate bean method returned object automatically becomes what? Spring bean. Okay, don't worry. We'll take up scenario and we'll feel it. Eclipse ID available. 2026-03 is available. Good. Go to this project, guys. Where is this? Okay, here is the project. I think we cannot conduct the class in this environment like this. Call the admin. I'll check possibility of another room in another building. Yeah. First of all, you look at me event dependencies. All the jars came now, guys. It looks for what? Spring.factories file in all the jars that are added to class path. So somehow it finds in what? Spring boot auto configure. There na boss? Yes. వేరే బిల్డింగ్ లో వేరే రూమ్ ఏం లేదా? పెట్టగలితే పెట్టండి మరి, కనుక్కోండి శ్రీకాంత్ సార్. వెరీ టూ మచ్ ఉంది. This is what? Meta.nf. Super. Here is my spring.factories. Okay. Right. This file is linked with. Okay. This file is linked with what? Auto configuration.import. See guys, before Spring Boot 2.x, this is the main file. But from Spring Boot 2.x and 3.x, 4.x, this is the main file. In this one, so many auto configuration classes are there now, guys. Okay. In that one, you take one auto configuration class. Control Shift T. What is that? Data source. What is there? Auto configuration. What is there, guys? Data source auto configuration. Yes, guys. Tell me. Data source auto configuration. Is there? Okay, lot of conditional annotations are there. Okay. Inside this, we have at the rate bean method. Please notice. Lot of at the rate bean methods are there or not there, guys? Lot of at the rate bean methods are there or not there, guys? Check it out. Pooled data source configuration, JDBC template. So here we have classes like this. Data source auto configuration. Pooled data source. See, in this one, JDBC connection pool details. Okay, pooled data source. Observe this. So many at the rate bean methods are available here. Yeah, this is what? Data source auto configuration. Okay, that's good. What is the other one? Data source properties. Data source dot class. Yeah, pooled data source. See, Oracle UCP, Tomcat dot class, Hikari dot class. Let's get into Hikari 1, F3. Yeah, in this Hikari 1, check it out. At the rate bean method is there. Return type is what? Hikari data source. Returning that object are not there, guys. Okay, guys. Same thing I am telling. Check it out. Up to 2.x, Spring dot factories. From 3.x onwards, okay. Auto configure imports file. In that one, so many auto configuration classes. Okay, in those classes, so many nested configuration classes at the rate bean methods, right? Okay, on the top of those at the rate bean methods, triplex condition annotations are there. If those conditions are satisfied, the method returned objects, what guys? The method returned objects automatically becomes what? Spring beans. You need not to do anything. You need not to do anything. Okay, I think here also I kept for see. I give the more elaborated answer. Can you make detailed explanation about Spring Boot's auto configuration activity? Number one, it loads Spring dot factories of Spring dot factories are okay. Before Spring Boot 2.7, Spring dot factories. From 2.7 onwards, okay, auto configuration dot imports file. Every Spring Boot start jar contains file. And 3.x. Then it is having lot of auto configuration classes are not there, guys. These classes becomes what? Configuration. Number two, Spring Boot applies enable auto configuration. Enable this one. Okay, auto configuration selector. Read all configuration class name listed above file. Loads them via classes. Okay, auto configuration classes. Decide which configuration should be activated or what? Rejected. Okay. For each auto configuration class, Spring checks the conditions. Or I said, at the rate triplex conditions are there or not there? At the rate conditional triplex are there or not there, guys? Okay. If this annotation is there, load only if the class available in the class path. See, 144 classes are there, guys. But does it loads all the classes? No. Loads only those classes that are there in the class path. Based on the starters we added, some classes will be there in class path. Some classes will not be there. Okay, only loads those classes. Next. At the rate conditional on missing bean. Load only if what? User has not defined bean. Load only if what? User has not defined bean. Are you getting my point, my dear? Load only what? User has not defined bean. That means what? Same class is not there as a user defined bean. Or I may write at the rate bean method on my own, or same class with the at the rate component might be there, na boss? Super. Next one. Conditional on property. Load only if property is set. Conditional on bean. Load if what? Other bean exists. If that bean is there, then only load this bean. Conditional on what? Web application. Load if it is web application only, not in normal application. Check it out. So many conditions are there. Check it out. Conditional on class. That means what? If Hikari data source is not there in the class path. Conditional on missing bean. Say, if no one configured other data source user definedly, manually. Conditional on property. If only, if this property is available. Come on. This property having this value. Are you getting my point, guys? Then only this class should be loaded. This at the rate bean method should be executed. That's good. Okay. See, example is given. Example on the top of this one, configuration, conditional on class, conditional on missing bean. Okay, same class. This class should be there in the class path, and same data source class should not be configured as a Spring Bean. Super. So bean is created only if Hikari CP exists on the class path. User did not define their own data source bean, and okay, non-blocking condition is failed. Bean methods inside auto configurations become what? Spring beans. Bean method inside auto configuration become what? Spring bean. Everyone getting my point there or not there, guys? Yeah. Spring Boot orders and applies auto configurations. Yes. Auto configuration may define order using what? Auto configuration before, auto configuration offer, auto configuration order. So order of execution also is possible, guys. User configuration, auto configuration, or run list. So here is the diagrammatic representation also I am giving. At the rate Spring application enables this. This will select this selector will what? Try to load the auto configuration classes, evaluates all the conditions. If conditions are satisfied, tell me. Okay. Loads all at the rate bean method if conditions are what? Satisfied. Okay, those method returned objects becomes what? Spring beans that are coming through auto configuration. End-to-end configuration process on data source. This auto configuration import selector reads this file. Okay, loads the candidate auto configuration classes matching these conditions. Come on. Apply condition checks. Okay. Okay, what happened, guys? Skipped means not happened. Come on, guys. Okay. Is the data source available? Yes. Skipped. Not available. Creates Hikari data source bean. Okay. Bean created and registered with what? application context. Nothing but IOC container are not there. This is generic one. This is with respect to data source. With respect to data source. This is in generic manner are not there, guys. This is in what? Generic manner. Spring Boot application. Enable auto configuration. Auto configuration import selector, right? Okay. Evaluates conditional annotations. Come on, guys. If condition match, loads @bean methods return object. Same thing we discussed are not there. This is detailed explanation about what, guys? This. Yeah, first, once again, check it out. Once again, check it out. First. Loads spring.factory are auto configuration.imports file. From there, it gets what? Auto configuration classes are not there. Super. Number 2, enable auto configuration activated. That will activate what? Auto configuration import selector. It becomes ready. What? To load all the classes. Read all auto configuration names listed in the above file. Load them via class path. Decide which configuration should be activated or what? Rejected. Number 3, before loading those classes, calling @bean method, it will go for condition checks are not there. It will go for condition checks. If all conditions are satisfied, tell me. Okay. Bean method inside auto configuration class becomes what? Spring Bean. @bean methods of those auto configuration classes are becomes Spring Beans are not there. While making them Spring Bean, the order also will be decided based on the annotations that are there. Come on, guys. Okay, the order will be decided. And same thing I kept in diagrammatic representation or not. Okay, if someone asks you how auto configuration is happening, then you have to tell like this. First, IOC container gets the list of auto configuration classes from auto configuration.imports file, which is there in what? Almost all starter files. Number 2, okay, enable auto configuration annotation activates auto configuration selector. Okay, selector, which will try to load all auto configuration classes. Number 3, all conditions will be applied. Class is there or not there. Some bean is missing or not missing. Come on. Sir, అంటే టైట్ ఉంటే వదిలేసేయండి. అట్లయినా పర్లేదు. సరే 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 ఓకే. దాంట్లో పెట్టేసేయండి. సరే సరే రైట్ 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 రైట్. Yeah. So this is the order, guys. These are the points that you have to remember. I think you got a lot of satisfaction after knowing internals of auto configuration. Otherwise, these many days you are in a feeling, right? These many days you are in a psychological feeling. What is the psychological feeling? So many jars we are adding. Those so many jars are having so many classes, out of which how it is picking up what? Out of which how it is picking up what? Specific number of few classes for what? Spring Beans, auto configuration Spring Bean. At least today you got the idea, now, my dear? Super. Super means super. Okay. Today, 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock sessions are what? Online sessions. If any friends are there attending 9 and 11, tell them not to get up, not to get ready, but they need to attend only online sessions. Right? And those are coming offline. Don't worry, admin will pass the links. Admin will pass the links. Yeah, that's good. We completed that discussion, guys. Okay, short answer. At the rate enable auto configuration success in what? Spring.factories in meta-inf folder, version.jar file, configuration classes participate in auto configuration and execute at the rate bean method and imported configuration. At the rate bean method returns objects become what? Spring beans automatically. This is called auto configuration of what? Spring beans. That's good. To get all bean IDs maintained by whom? IOC container. To get all bean IDs maintained by IOC container. This is the story or not there, guys? Okay. Yeah, I just want to know. Nothing is there. See, so many classes are becoming Spring Bean because of auto configuration. I'm just interested to know what are those, how they are come, what are those. So that we'll get some satisfaction. It is making plenty number of classes as what? Auto configuration based Spring Beans, guys. Okay, let's see. At the beginning only I do that. At the beginning only I do that. System.out.println, not here. 1 minute. Okay. System.out.println. Okay. Spring beans count. Spring beans count. Tell me. CTX dot get bean definition count. CTX dot get bean definition count. That's it, guys. Yeah, this extra S, leave it. CTX dot get bean definition count. Run as Java application. 96. 96. But hardly our classes are what? 5, 6 classes. But 96 class means what? Internally, so many classes are becoming Spring Beans are not there. How? But if you look at the number of jars that are there, if you look at the number of jars that are there are 100 plus jars, right? There are definitely what? 100 plus jars. Okay, na? Right. Yeah. This is what we discussed. This is what we discussed, guys. That's good. Hmm. See, 96 is there now, boss. Now listen. Okay, now question is I don't want to see some classes not participating in what? Auto configuration, though conditions are satisfied, they are there in the class path. How to tell? Because see, right now I'm using only data source. But when I add Spring Boot starter JDBC, JDBC template, named parameter JDBC template, come on. Many other classes also coming through as Spring Beans through AutoConf, which are useless in this project, right? Okay. How to tell, sir? How to tell? Go to this place. Go to this place. There is something called exclude. What is there? Exclude. There is something called what? Exclude. Tell me. Something called exclude. JDBC template auto configuration dot class. I'm saying don't make it as what? Spring Bean. Don't make it as that configuration class related at the rate bean methods returned objects as what? Spring Beans. See guys, the count will be reduced drastically now. 88. That means I'm telling to IOC container, don't make these classes as what? Spring Beans. Is it not interesting, my dear? Come on. Everyone. Convinced or not? Everyone convinced or not, my dear? Is it not an interesting aspect, guys? Super. Spring Beans count. That means by default, they are picked up. Making method certain objects as what? Spring Beans. Making certain objects as what? Spring Beans. Understanding my statement, guys. But if you want, you can tell, I'm not using them, don't make them. Interesting or not there, guys? Okay, that's this. That's another point, guys. Okay. How to break above algorithm? How can we use certain data source directly without following any algorithm? So happily we can use a type property now, boss. Happily we can use type property or not there. Yesterday we discussed or not there. I don't want to go by algorithm. I want to take what? My choice class as what? Spring Bean. In that situation, we can go for type or not there, guys. That's good. How can we make Spring Boot application working with what? Other than data source algorithm or connection pool? How can we use a C3P0, Proxul, Vibur, etc. JDBC connection pools in our application? Option number one, guys. Okay, first you add the jar file. Second one, you configure manually. Come on, guys. You configure manually, either by hard coding or collecting values from there. Either by hard coding or what? Collecting values from there. At the rate bean method, all this stuff. This is what? Answer number one. What is answer? Configure data source related Spring Bean using what? At the rate bean method. What is there, sir? Listen, I already said one data source is already there as a user defined bean means or manually configured bean means the auto configuration will not happen on Ikari data source now, my dear. Come on. So that's why though Ikari data source becomes ready to become Spring Bean by seeing another data source in a manual manner. Okay, this only will become Spring Bean or not there. But this is very lengthy process. We have to add the jar, then we have to what? Use at the rate bean method. Okay, all hangama is there, right? Instead of that, simplest is what? Simplest is second one. Second one is the best. Okay. Spring dot data source dot type. Just specify the class. Just specify the class name. Automatically it is happening or not there. Check it out. What I do is I go there. Public. What is there? Data source. create C3P0 DS. Create C3P0 DS. What is there? Combo pooled data source. C3P0 jar is not added other day. I think we have added not added in this project, but we have added in other project, it seems. Added but commented. How come? Let me check. Raghav. Not there, my dear. Not there. Maybe I have added in other project. Fine. Let's see. mvnrepository.com. Where is that? C3P0. C3P0. Yeah. Combo pooled data source C3DS is equal to combo pooled data source. What is there? Throws exception. Throws exception. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Yes. Throws exception. Okay. Yeah. C3DS dot set driver a class. Set driver a class. Either you can hard code or you can collect from what? Properties. That's up to you, right? Okay, right now I'll try to hard code only. What is there in that? Where is the set driver class? What is that? Aracle dot JDBC dot driver dot. What is there? Aracle drive. C3DS dot. Tell me. Set. Set JDBC URL. JDBC colon Aracle colon thin colon @ localhost colon 1521 colon XC. C3DS dot. Tell me. Set username. Set user. Where is that? System. C3DS dot set password. What is there? Time. Return C3DS. Okay. Return what, guys? C3DS. Okay. Tell me. @bean. @bean. Control plus shift plus O. Okay. @bean control plus shift plus O. That's great. Now listen. In by default, Hikari data source is activated or not there? By default, what is activated, guys? Hikari data. But since I kept a user defined one, since I kept what? User defined one. Are you understanding my statement, guys? So it will give what is this room number? 101 or 102? 102, na? Okay. That's good. Tell me now. Right click, guys. Tell me. Run as what? Java application. Yeah, right click just one. Clerk X Y. See, guys, it's working with a combo pulled data source now, my dear. It's working with a combo pulled. So I did not mention anything about the type. You mention any type, guys. Here no type is there. If I mention type also, the type will be dominated by what? User defined. Why? I already said. At the rate conditional bean is there na. First it will search. Is there any bean of same type manually? There. Auto configuration bean will not come. Why? If that bean come, this bean come, there is again ambiguity problem or not there. That's why auto configuration is very, very intelligent, guys. It is not just making class as Spring Bean just like that. Before making, it is checking whether it is there in class path or not. Yes. Whether it is such bean is already defined or not. If not defined, then only. Next one, certain properties there are not there. Come on. Certain properties there. Is it a web application or not? It's checking so many conditions are not there, guys, so that it avoids clashes. Otherwise, what happened? I defined one, they give one, again ambiguity. Advantage looks like a disadvantage are not there. Okay. That's another point that I want to talk it, guys. When Spring Boot starter JDB is added to class path, what is the default data source we get? Hikari CP data source. That's good. If at the rate bean method of main class is giving what? Non-data source algorithm data source object, then the Spring Boot application takes what? Which data source object? Then Spring Boot application takes what? Which data source object? Are you getting my point? Yes. At the rate bean method generated data source object will override or dominate what? Data source algorithm data source. Even what? Spring dot data source dot type property data source also will be dominated or not there. If both are there, at the rate bean method will get what? Higher priority. It's not higher priority, okay, because at the rate condition bean, okay, will give priority to what? Manually configured bean as what? Spring Bean compared to auto configuration are not there. Which is industry standard data source to use in what? Real projects. Hikari CP as of now, because of its what? Performance. Especially it has got ability to create what? Connection objects fastly and to remove the connection objects fastly. Super. Next one. How to specify minimum pool size, maximum pool size, and other additional properties while working with what? Hikari CP JDBC connection pool. What is that? How to specify these properties in Hikari CP? And I said, na, connection pool we can control. Connection pool we can what? Control. So how we can control connection pool? Initial pool size, maximum connection objects, okay, connection timeout. Otherwise, pool created. How many maximum connection objects should create? How does it know? Somewhere you have to specify that or not there. Okay. Maximum pool size 100. Minimum ideally is what? 10. Keep alive tiny is what? Something. Please come. Yeah, please come. You can come. Yeah. Sit for 1 minute. Yeah. This we can mention properties now, guys. So far we have written only 4 properties. Now if you want write, we can control connection pool with parameters. What kind of parameters we can have? Minimum size, max size, ideal timeout, connection timeout. Not only for Hikari boss, even for other also we have. We can find this kind of specific data source type property for Hikari CP, Tomcat CP, Apache DBCP2 and Oracle UCP. These are what? DBCP related properties. These are Hikari related properties. Where I will get them, sir? Go to Google. Go to Google. Spring Boot common properties. There na? Yes. Spring Boot common properties. That's good. Here, data properties are there na, guys? Okay, there you search for Hikari. All Hikari related properties have come. I just taken screenshot. Okay, next one, Tomcat. All Tomcat related properties are coming now, boss. Yeah, that's it. Okay, UCP, Oracle UCP. Oracle UCP related properties are coming. No, not just four, guys. Okay, not just four. Okay, we have other additional property to control connection pool. To control connection pool, other additional four properties are there. So using that, we can control min size, max size, everything. Great. Okay. So this is about how auto configuration is taking place internals. Okay. I think compared to your batch, I have given them some extra inputs. Okay. If possible, read this document. I have given more detailed explanation about what exactly happens. Okay, when auto configuration is activated, how does it picks up certain predefined classes as what? Spring Bean as part of what? Auto configuration. First, what is there? Okay, it looks for imports file. Then at enable auto configuration, we'll use what? Auto configuration import selector. This import selector will read what? The above file. Imports file is having a lot of configuration classes now, my dear. Super. After that, in those classes, on the method, triplex conditional annotations are there or not there? Super. Triplex conditional annotations are there. So those conditional annotations will take place. Okay. Super, guys. Then what happened, guys? Okay, those @bean methods of those configuration class execute, though method returned objects become Spring Beans are not there. But though they become Spring Bean, while resisting with container, they try to follow order. So that order is there here. Both based on the annotation, order is decided. Same thing I kept in the form of diagram are not there. Super. Okay. Fine. Okay. Yeah, I invited one senior student. In fact, very busy student. Okay, I'm passing this request from last 4 months, 5 months. Sometimes she says I do online. Sometimes she says offline. When I ask offline, she says online. When I ask online, she says offline. But somehow the day has come, okay, to share her success journey with you people. Please come.
Sorry for that. Okay. So, hello everyone. And my name is Shivangi Rai. I'm from UP. And today as well, my health is not good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sir was convincing me from last 5 months. And I was every time said I will come offline, online. But yeah, today I realized I have to go to share my journey with you. So, yeah, my name is Shivangi Rai and I am from UP. And after completing my graduation, after spending 6 months, like I was thinking I can get job without any training and without taking any knowledge. Like based on college knowledge, we can't get job. In this scenario, we all know, right? So I was thinking like I can get because but some due to some reasons I was not able to get that crack that job, so I decided to move. Like I have to go in Hyderabad, so I came Hyderabad. And after coming Hyderabad, lots of courses were there. Firstly, I was like I was not clear which course I have to select, but one incident happens with me. In my college days, I don't like Java, but in my teacher's interview, mostly they asked questions from Java. I told him like I don't know Java, but they told me in upcoming time you have to learn Java and you have to build confidence on Java knowledge. So I thought, yeah, I have to work on this. So I came Hyderabad. One by one, I got best faculty. So my core Java faculty was Mr. Jagannath Bhandari sir, who gave me good knowledge in core Java and who helped me to build confidence in core Java. So before sharing that knowledge, I will share one story with you. In Spring Boot classes, like strength is very less, but in my time strength was big. So Nataraj sir always used to ask like, guys, you are going for interview or not? You are going for interview or not? And my sit in my class was there. So I was like, no, sir, no, sir. One day he told me, like, why you are not going for interview? You are feeling like you don't have any confidence. I was like, no, I'm just thinking this knowledge is not enough for interview. Then he told me, no, just go for interview. When you will go for interview, then you will realize in which field you have to work more, like in Spring, if you are lacking in core Java, so you will realize that, okay, in core Java, on this topic, I have to work on more. So sir told me, and at that day I decided I will go for interview. So yeah, my journey was not big, but yeah, it has taken something more. That was my consistency and my hard work. Yeah, I can say I did hard work. So that was my consistency and my hard work. So at that time, I decided to go for interview. In first interview, they asked me like written interview. As you know, Naresh IT has conducted written interview. So in first interview, they asked more questions from core Java. That was logical questions like substring, and you have to find this largest substring and some pattern based questions. So I didn't like. I was not able to clear that interview because for that we didn't practice. So I didn't clear. And after first interview, I went for second interview. So in that questions, they asked me mostly from map collection and multi-threading questions. So like when we are attending Spring Boot, so we all used to do like we are not focusing on core Java revision, but when you are attending Spring Boot classes, you have to focus on core Java as well as Spring Boot because this is ongoing. So if they will ask any questions, so you will be able to give the answer of these questions. But if you will not revise your core Java, that will not help you because in Naresh IT, you have to crack written interview, then you will go in next round. So second interview, I didn't clear, but at that day, I missed the class and I was a consistent, like I was always maintain my consistency. So sir asked me what happened. I told him I went for interview, but I didn't clear due to some reasons. At that time, Pongal vacation was coming, right? Yeah. So sir told me what happened with you. I told him this things happens with me. I was little bit nervous just because of I didn't crack 2 interviews. Sir told me Pongal vacations are coming. Dussehra. Oh, sorry, Dussehra. Yeah, right. I was forgetting. Yeah, Dussehra vacations is coming. You have enough time. You have to decide what to do and what to not do. Like everyone was going at home, but I was not going just because of my preparation. I'm not saying don't go, but maintain your consistency. So at that time, sir told me you have enough time to practice your questions and just work on which field you are not good. So I worked on my core Java, map collection, multi-threading, exception handling. These topics are very important and you have to best command on these 4 topics like map and collection. You have to work on and stream API. Most important is stream API. So I worked and after Dussehra, I got job. Like in my third interview, I cracked it and mostly they asked questions from map collection, multi-threading. The things I was missing in my during like classes, but yeah, I got the clarity and I cracked the job. Like in third interview, I got the job. So one thing happened with me. Sir always used to say, if you are missing the class, okay, but don't miss the content. Same things happened with me. I went for interview. At that day, I missed the Spring Boot classes, morning interview. So when I cracked my written exam, on my birthday, they conducted technical interview for a Spring Boot. So I missed that class. But when I went my room, so I prepared like what was a statement. CRUD. Okay, so CRUD operation was going in morning classes. So when I went my room, I just opened what's taught in morning classes, and luckily I got same questions in my technical interview. So CRUD operation was going in the classes, and the same in evening I got same question. They asked me in Spring Boot like CRUD operation, and I was like, okay, CRUD operation, and they asked me more questions from Spring Boot, Core Java, and yeah. If till Data's API, okay. So till Data's API, I was able to give the answer of that questions. They asked me like your Spring Boot is ongoing. You have to you don't have confidence and all the things. But I was sure. Just ask me the question till Data's API. I am able to give the answer of all the questions. And in the last, they was say, yeah, your confidence is good and your knowledge is very good. I told him most of the seniors from Naresh IT, and one of the senior, he asked me some questions, and they told me, you are a student of Nataraj sir. I told yes. Because same questions sir used to say in the classes. If you're serious, if someone is in company, definitely they will ask these questions. And yeah, they asked that question. So at that time I was very feel proud just because I'm Nataraj sir student. So thank you so much. Many people are not here. I want to say thank you, but luckily Nataraj sir here, and I want to say thank you to. Thank you, sir.
Any queries from your side? No? Okay. All the best. I hope you are maintaining same consistency, right? But come once in a while to share your journey with others. Okay. Fine. No problem. All the best. All the best. Right. Okay. I also wind up the session, guys. Okay. Next class will be on Monday, and Monday we will discuss some other topics related to Spring Boot core. All right. Thank you. Have a nice day. I'll upload the notes. I think this notes is already uploaded, it seems. Okay. Thank you. I'll upload the notes.